doing well and staying healthy and safe and away from each other. It's so strange that we just declared the other day that we are not coming back to school. I kind of can't believe that we're not going to see each other with the end of the year. So I hope you're doing well, and please let me know if you do have any questions and want to talk about online learning as the year continues on, because I know that this can be pretty hard as you're preparing for the AP test. So what I wanted to do today is basically just start from scratch. Pretend like we are back in school in September and talk about the rhetorical analysis essay. The reason why we're doing this, and I hope that you understand this from the many emails that you've received, is that the AP test that you're going to be taking on May 20th is going to be one question, 45 minutes at home, 40 minutes for writing time and reading time, 5 minutes for uploading your essay. And that essay is going to be a rhetorical analysis. So we are not going to do any other of the test prep that we would have normally done for the other essays and for the multiple choice section. We're just going to work on rhetorical analysis. So I'm going to start off by talking to you about things that we started talking about in September. So let's go to this. You all have this. It's called the Rhetorical Toolbox. You received it the first couple of days of school. And what this is it is all about rhetorical analysis and how you are going to write one, and how do you find the stuff that you need to do in order to talk about rhetoric. So let's start from the beginning here. What is rhetoric? Well, rhetoric is using all available means of persuasion. So it means using anything that you have that you can pull out to try to persuade people to agree with your side. The thing about rhetoric is that it's what's on the page and what is off the page. So it's not just the words on the page. It's also the speaker who's talking and the audience, how they have adjusted their message for that particular audience. And also the purpose. So and then we have these arrows that all have double-sided arrows here to see the difference, to see how all of these things work together. So the speaker is influenced by the purpose is influenced by the audience, and the audience is influenced by the speaker. And all of those things work together to create the rhetorical situation. So talking about the author, who is presenting you the information? Does this person have trust from the audience? So who is the author? When you look at the author's background, what sort of bias might the author bring to the subject? Does the author seem fair and balanced, presenting both sides of the issue? Do you trust the author? Why might you not trust the author? The audience is who's going to read this, who's going to hear this. So the author is influenced by the audience in that if you were to be writing something for your friends, a text message to your friends, it's going to sound a lot different than if you were writing a text message to your grandmother. So depending on who is going to hear it or read it, that is what is influenced. And then finally, what is the purpose? What does the author want? What does the author want from the audience after having heard this? So there's always a purpose in mind. Every author sets out to achieve something. And so when the central argument is revealed, what is the audience's expected reaction? What does the author want us to think, feel, and do as a result of that speech, that text, whatever it is that is being presented by the author? So going back here, I want to talk about the rhetorical situation. So the rhetorical situation has the audience, the writer, and the purpose, which we just talked about in this triangle. But then it has all sorts of other things that are included in it. What is the style? What is the tone? And how was it received? And then finally, we have the appeals. We have ethos, pathos, and logos. So remember that this is emotion and getting an emotional response. This is logic and creating a logical response. And this is, remember, ethos is not ethics. Ethos is credibility. So, how does an author create credibility while writing or while speaking? So, what we're going to do right now is I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to stop this video, and I'm going to have you go to this website, the BBC website, and I'm going to have you watch this speech from the Queen. She rarely speaks in public, and it's very rare. It's very rare for her to be on video speaking at all. And a few weeks ago, she thought it was important to use her influence as the Queen to provide a message of hope that the United Kingdom will persevere in its fight against the coronavirus pandemic. It was supposed to be sort of a rally around the flag message to get everyone listening to feel like the people who are in charge can take care of this and they will persevere. So I'm going to have you pause. I'm going to have you go back to Canvas, and I'm going to have you click on the link from the BBC to watch the video of this speech. And when you're done, you're going to click on the next video where I'm going to pick back up with talking about how I'm going to analyze the rhetoric of the Queen.